Today is April 19th, and this is about the time of the year where I start doing less blue cat fishing and focusing more on flatheads. And when you're flathead fishing, it's all about the live bait. I use a lot of cut bait too, but I like to keep them alive up to the point when I cut them. The fresher the better. So this year I decided it was time to upgrade my bait tank. There's a lot of tanks on the market. I wanted something that would fit my budget, but I also wanted a quality product. A lot of times you can't have both, but I found something here that kind of the best of both worlds. It's got a few downfalls compared to some of the really expensive bait tanks on the market. But something I want to mention, guys, is nobody asked me to do a review on this tank. I don't know the people that make these tanks. I bought this tank with my own money, so it'll be 100% honest review. So the tank that I ended up going with, guys, it's a 26-gallon tank. It's actually a Moeller brand tank, but it's been souped up, I guess you would say, by the guys over at Striper Soup Bait and Tackle. It's a budget-friendly tank, like I mentioned, but it's got a very effective filtration system in it. So as far as the filtration part goes, guys, it's all contained right here in what looks like to be a piece of 6-inch PVC. It's got a nice threaded top cap on it with a rubber seal. That's not going to blow off or nothing going down the road. It locks on there tight. And then under that, it's a standpipe type filter system. He includes a coarse filter layer and then 2 fine filter layers, and it's got a divider down there. So to take this out, all you do is just grab the standpipe and pull up, and it's going to slide off the pump. Then you got to kind of maneuver it around and it'll just pop right out of there. So if you look down in here, guys, you'll see a Rule 360 bilge, and it's got a Danco Venturi on it. If you don't know what the Venturi does, it basically just puts a ton of oxygen in the water. That's about the best way I can say it. And there's actually a false bottom that this pump is sitting on, and I'll show you what that does. As your intakes are at the very bottom of the tank, which is important because that's not going to leave any sediment in the bottom of the tank. It's going to get everything. There's a false bottom right here, right above the intakes. Your pump and your Venturi sets right on top of that false bottom, and then your standpipe goes through the false bottom. So the water is actually pulled through the standpipe, it falls over the filters, and then the pump shoots it back out of this hole. It's kind of hard for me to explain. Hopefully you understand how that works. It's pretty simple, but it's pretty genius at the same time. So when you go to put it back together, you're just going to drop your divider with your standpipe on it. It's going to fall right in place. Just give it a little twist and make sure it's on the pump. Then you're going to drop your 2 fine filters in there, and you could actually put any kind of filter you wanted. You could add the carbon filter if you wanted in there or whatever. That's another good thing about the way it's set up with the standpipe and everything. And then we're going to put our coarse filter down in there, and that's all there is to it. The tank's got all stainless hardware on it, nice heavy duty stainless hinges. Stainless fasteners all around the tank. These are actually bolts, not screws. The tank does also have a drain when you get it. It comes with this little plug. It's got a 1-inch hole. You can drain the water out, which I'm a huge fan of. But this is a non-insulated tank, which means during the summer heat, you're going to have to monitor the temperature a little more and use ice to control your heat if that's what you have to do. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter how much it costs. The important part is it going to keep your bait alive? And I could tell you yes, but I'd rather show you. So let's get some water in this thing. Let's go out and catch some live shad. Let's see how this thing does, guys. I got the smallest bucket in the world. I didn't have any stress coat or anything to treat chlorinated water with, so ran down the road here to this little creek. Water temperature in these creeks right now is about 55 degrees, so it should be some good water. And you can see how clear it is. The bag that he sends out treats 20 gallons of water, so you just dump the whole bag in. Looks like everything's working good. We're gonna let that water clean itself up for a minute. Let's check out the filter side here. There we go. Water coming up through the standpipe. And one thing I am going to do, guys, is there's no lid latch. When you get the tank, there's no latch on the lid. So I'm gonna come up with something to latch the lid. I'm just using the bungee cord for now, but I'm gonna put a cam latch or something, at least one, maybe one on each side. Because there's no seal in the lid and there's no latch, so you're gonna lose a lot of water going down the road. All right, we're gonna go get us some bait. We're gonna see how this thing does. So we just ran down to our local river, guys. We're gonna go up in one of these creeks and hopefully catch some big gizzard shad. We're gonna fish in the morning anyway, so not only are we testing out the tank, but we're also getting us some bait for tomorrow. The river's 52 degrees and the creeks are about 56 degrees, so hopefully that little bit of difference in temperature is gonna push these shad up in these creeks. And the current, the current should push them up in there. They'll be wanting to go up in there and get out of the current. Looks like there's definitely some bait up in this creek. Shad jumping through the net, that's always good. Oh, I feel a bunch of stuff. All perfect size baits. Straight into the tank. I don't want to dump them out and smash them with the lead. Dump them straight into the live well. There's a 14-inch gizzard shad. He'll probably eat all the small ones. So I just turned the pump off just so you guys could see better in the tank, but I've got a tank full of healthy shad. It's been about 5 to 6 hours since I caught these baits. None of them have red nose. None of them are swimming funny. I cleaned the filters one time, just now done that. They weren't that bad, but I went ahead and cleaned them before I went to bed. We've got a tank full of healthy shad. I mean, you can see good color on them. No red nose at all. So I'm going to turn this pump back on. There we go. You see a little bit of foam, but nothing major. All right, well, stick around, guys. I'll let y'all know in the morning if we've lost any shad, what kind of condition they're in. So far, so good. As that shad's been in that tank for close to 24 hours now. He's just as good a shape now as he was when I put him in there. I hope the big flathead is easy. So we've been out fishing all day. The bait's been in the tank now for probably about 32 hours, something like that. We used probably about half the bait today. We never lost a single shad all day. So I'll show you guys real quick just how lively this bait still is after 30 hours or more. There we go. Check it out. I'll show you the condition of them. No red nose. It's a good looking piece of bait right there. Healthy shad. It's just a good sized bait tank, guys, for a small boat, or if you're just trying to keep a couple dozen shad alive. 20, 25, 8-inch shad, you shouldn't have any problem keeping them alive. I didn't treat the water like a lot of people do. No foam off, none of that. Just added the shad crack that they included with the tank and rocked on, and haven't lost a single shad, so everything seems to be working out good. So all in all, I'm very impressed with how this little tank performed, especially for the money. I feel like the filtration system on this tank is just as good as any of them on the market. The shad that you guys see me catch in this video, that's been 3 days ago. The ones that I haven't used for bait are all still alive. I never lost a shad. So there's going to be a link in the description on this video where you can purchase your own striper soup tank at. If any of you guys do decide to buy one of these tanks, let the guys over at Striper Soup know that I sent you. I really appreciate you guys watching. Stay safe out on the water. Good luck fishing out there, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.